Tuesday, February 10th, 2025. It's something days of the year, and we are looking at a potential warm up here across the central and eastern United States as we head into next week. But it could be colder at times, or it could be warmer at times, depending on what the marbles and Mother Nature decide. So stay tuned as we go throughout this video. So we're going to get dive in right to it. So as we can see, we got this cripple system which will develop some showers and thunderstorms today across the southern Ohio, into Tennessee, Kentucky area, into Virginia, into the southern operation. Hail and wind can't be war out there, especially across Ohio, so stay tuned for that. It is going to be hail season coming up soon, so we're really close to it, so you guys may experience some hail around those areas, so be ready for it. And then as you can see, as this moves southward, we got this big storm moving up from the Pacific Northwest into the Rocky Mountains area, which will keep in mind that throughout this Marble One, we will see a lot of storms returns back into the Rocky Mountain, into the California area, all throughout this Marble One, and that's definitely some great news as they really needed this type of precipitation. But you can see we left with some really cold air returning back to the central and eastern United States for about 2 days before this warm air really start down and pushing northeast all the way up to the New England area as we reach through February 14th. And you can see we are going to get this big storm starting to develop across the Texas and Arkansas area. And as this big storm moves up, you can see here that we're going to get a deeply low pressure system down to the 999 NOBA low pressure system across the parts of Texas and Arkansas. And this will bring rain and some storms up and some severe weather too from southern Texas into Louisiana and beyond. And as this progresses eastward, this will make it into the Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, anything like that before it weakens as it reaches the Florida and the Mid-Atlantic state. But you can see the snow starting to develop, and watch what happens. It just moves away, but we're going to go to see what the yellow does in just a second here. But meanwhile, we got this big storm moving in across the western United States right now. This low pressure system kind of moving up, but you can see it's kind of slowly slitting across the southern low pressure system, which is located across the Colorado area. And this will deepen, making a huge snowstorm and blizzard across the Montana, the Dakotas, sort of into the Mobile Great Lakes area, and bring some severe weather across Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio area too. So be ready for some severe weather and some windstorm. And guys, guess what? This storm may become bad too in terms of a blizzard all the way up into Canada. And we may get some severe weather too with some wind and hail and maybe even tornadoes across the southern part of the low pressure system across Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio here. So please be ready for some late winter, early springtime thunderstorms. And as you can see here on February 21st, which is later next week, middle of next week here, you can see we may get a little sliver of snowstorm develop across the Ohio Pacific border. And then you can see we're going to get another, snowstorms across the snowfall rate are 1 to 3 inches across the West Virginia area. And as we go throughout the end of the Marble One, which take that as we grain us out, you can see we are going to get this low pressure system developed too, but it's not going to be as strong. But we will let you know then. But the biggest thing for the next couple of weeks will be warmer air and potentially colder air at times, which we're going to take a look at the year marble right now. So this is the year marble, guys. This is today. You can see the snow will be way worse across the across the northeast into Maine area as we reach through today to tomorrow here, and then this will clear out, cause a little bit of break, and then we may get another low pressure system trying to develop across the Texas, Oklahoma, and this one is showing a worst case scenario. So our confidence is higher for the severe weather across several Texas in eastern Texas into Arkansas. This is showing a bit of a morpho progression, but look at that. You can see we got snow starting to develop across Pennsylvania, and then look at that. We may get a blizzard here across Maine and New England area. So either a blizzard this weekend or nothing at all. So just kind of stay guard. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a blizzard, but just take that as we're going to saw here. You may get more snow coming, and then as we head on to a couple of days later to February 18 here, about 11 days from now, 8 days from now, you can see here that we're going to get this snowstorm develop across the Dakota, Minnesota, across Michigan and Ohio here, across Pennsylvania. This will go by, and then we're going to get another storm, potentially an ice storm, and that's the most snowstorm across the Michigan and Ohio area, and then another one towards the end, another one also across Michigan and Ohio. So your model is saying this will become more cold air, which will become more snowstorm across our area, making 4 weather prediction, 6 more weeks of winter. Correct. While GFS is saying, well, it's going to be an early spring. So we'll see if the groundhog is right. It's going to be a really close call to see what it ended up being. So, I mean, which groundhog did predict a 6 more weeks of winter this year for early spring for Ohio Buckeye Chuck. For those of you who is familiar with him, he lives in Ohio, so that's that. So we're going to see who is right. So here's take a look at the temperature lottery for the year model, just showing how cold it is. You can see we will be below moderate temperatures here for the next few days, and then by the time we reach February 11th into tomorrow here, we will reach the final cold air before this warm air kind of descends up, and you can see we will really be about average here across the central and eastern United. The naked PNA blow up, which will force our warm air to go up, and then as we move forward here across February 19th, you can see we may get some more cold air coming down, and then more cold air as we reach throughout the 23rd. So it's not going to warm. So, I mean, it is going to warm, but not significantly in the future. But we just have to wait and see as we wait for this. To see what's actually happening. I will tell you when. So here's the total snowfall map from the GFS model here. Let me just play it through here. And you can see the map to the west will be doing phenomenal with the snowfall across the west here. Some snowfall, 6 inches of snow to 10 inches across the Dakota and the Minnesota area. And then upper Great Lakes, middle Great Lakes, you guys are going to be seeing some more snow. And then a lot of snow across the northeast into New England. Not a lot, but just like 10 inches of snow here, 3 to 10 inches, and then you can see that we're going to get a twist into the inch across the Ohio and the Ohio Valley. So, I can't show you the year model because it doesn't show in this website. I'm sorry to hear that, but sorry to say that, but it's coming. More snow may be coming, but we just have to see what the models say. Now take a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center from February 17th to the 23rd. And you can see here we will be about average temperature across the central and eastern United States with the below average temperature. So it's actually showing a very strong negative PNA with it reaching all the way up to Alaska. So if you really want the cold weather, go up to Alaska with a really warm air border up across the central and eastern United States. So with that's it for this video, guys. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss out any new videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.